Next topic, continuity of a complex function. Continuity of a complex function. See the definition. Let f of z be a single valued function. Single valued function defined over a domain S, and z naught be a point in the domain. Z naught be a point in the domain. What is f of z? It is a single valued function, meaning for one z value it possesses only unique value. Then f of z is said to be continuous at the point z naught. F of z is said to be continuous at the point z naught. If for a given real number epsilon greater than 0, for a given real number epsilon greater than 0, we can find a real number. We can find a real number delta greater than 0. We can find a real number delta greater than 0. Same, see, the definition is similar to limit concept. A real number delta greater than 0 such that how it is modulus of f of z minus f of z naught is less than epsilon whenever z minus z naught less than delta. See, the idea is how to remember. This is what that is. One can write like this: limit z tends to z naught f of z. What is its value? It must be equal to f of z naught. So how to remember? You first remember this definition. Limit f of z as z tends to z naught equal to f of z naught. Then you build this mathematical form. What is that? When z approaches z naught, when z is approaching z naught, f of z is approaching f of z naught. That means the distance whenever the distance between z and z naught is very, very small, the distance between f of z and f of z naught is also very, very small. Like that you create. Okay, just first write the limit definition like this, then take when z minus z naught is very, very small, then f of z minus f of z naught is also very, very small. Okay, this is a simple definition of continuous function. Now, does if a continuous function has the following conditions, then therefore a function f of z is continuous. At z naught if the following conditions are satisfied. Why we are creating these three conditions? Let us see. The following three conditions are satisfied. The following three conditions are satisfied. What is the first one? See, before going to conditions, first thing, what is this? Continuity means what? Limit z tends to z naught f of z equal to f of z naught. Now, for this, first thing is what? F of z value must exist at z naught. First point is f of z naught value must exist. First condition, f of z naught exist. Then this right side is over. Coming to left side, limit value also must be exist. Second one is what? if we find the limit as z tends to z naught, f of z, this must exist. This is the second condition. And what is the third condition? These two must be equal. That's it. These two must be equal. F of z is equal to f of z naught. These three conditions must be satisfied to the function f of z having continuity at z equal to z naught. At z equal to z naught. This is the definition of continuous function at a point z naught. I have clearly mentioned is said to be continuous at a point z equal to z naught. Now over a domain, what you can call a function f of z, a function f of z which is continuous, which is not continuous at z equal to z naught is called discontinuous at z naught. Discontinuous at z naught. Another point, a function f of z is said to be continuous over the domain, continuous in a domain, say continuous in a domain, yes, if it is continuous at every point of the domain, One point is what? Another one, if it is not continuous at z naught, it is called discontinuous. Another one, this is the domain, for example, this is domain, yes. At this point z naught function is continuous, at this point z1 function is continuous. At every point of the domain, if the function is continuous, then function is said to be continuous everywhere. This is the definition of continuous. So to check any function continuous, we have to check the condition. First one is what? F of z naught must be exist. Second one is limit value of f of z at z equal to z naught exist, and both the values must be equal. For example, see, let me consider one problem. Discuss the continuity of the function. F of z equal to imaginary part of z when z not equal to 0 by mod z, imaginary part of z by mod z, and 0 at z equal to 0, and 0 at z equal to 0. This is the problem. So solution, what is first f of z? Discuss the continuity of the function at z equal to 0. This is the question. F of z is what? Imaginary part of z by modulus of z when z is not equal to 0, and f of z value is 0 at z equal to 0. So here f of z naught, I will take z naught equal to 0. Here take z naught equal to 0. Then what is f of z naught value? Clearly it is given at z equal to 0. What is this value? 0. F of z naught is 0 is given. Okay, so first condition is satisfied. F of z naught value exists. Now coming to second condition, find the limit. Now we have to find limit z tends to z naught f of z, that is nothing but z tends to 0 f of z. I have to calculate, right? So what is f of z first? This is equal to imaginary part of z. What is that? Y. Imaginary part of z is y. And what is mod z? Mod z is x square plus y square when z not equals to 0. 0 and is 0 at z equals to 0 and is 0 at z equals to 0. So I have to calculate limit value when z not equal to 0. That means z tends to 0. So limit z tends to 0 f of z is equal to limit z tends to 0 y over root of x square plus y square. Okay, now how to find the limit? You know, last class. Take z tends to 0 along any line, your choice, along a line. What is the line must be? It must be passing through origin. Along a line y equal to mx I will take. Along a line y equal to mx passing through origin. The point must be important. Passing through origin 0, 0. Then limit z tends to 0 f of z value, limit z tends to 0 y equal to mx by x square plus m square x square under root. So totally in terms of x is converted, so limit becomes x tends to 0. If I take x square common, gets cancelled, m over 1 plus m square will be there. So the value depends on what? M. This limit value depends on m. Depends on m, which is not unique. You can take any m value, y equal to x line, y equal to x by 2 line, y equal to 100x line, like that, which is not unique. Therefore, limit z tends to 0, f of z does not exist. Therefore, f of z function, what is that? Imaginary part of z by mod z at z not equal to 0, z equal to 0 is discontinuous function. Is discontinuous at z equal to 0. Is discontinuous at z equal to 0. This is one problem. And another one, you solve this assignment. This is assignment. Same logic, same question. At z equal to 0, f of z equal to real part of z square by mod z square when z not equals to 0 and 0 at z equals to 0. Okay, discuss at z equal to 0. Next question. This is easy. You know, log z, uniform continuity is not there. Okay. Anyway, these topics are very simple. No need to. Just one short question will come in this, and another one. F of z equal to. You take real part of z cube by mod z square at z not equal to 0. This is at z equal to 0 you discuss, and this value 0 at z equal to 0. This is at z equal to 0. At z equal to 0. Next one, differentiability. Next concept is differentiability. Differentiability. What is the definition of differentiability? Same, first assumption is important. Let f of z be a single valued function. F of z be a single valued function. Defined in your domain D. In your domain D or yes. Then function f of z is said to be differentiable. Then f of z is said to be differentiable. At what point? I'm taking always z naught. At z equal to z naught, if limit, your intermediate definition only, limit z tends to z naught f of z minus f of z naught whole by z minus z naught exist. This limit value is exist. Okay, then what I can write, derivative denoted by f dash z naught is taken as limit z tends to z naught f of z minus f of z naught whole by z minus z naught. This is the derivative of f of z at z equal to z naught definition, at z equal to z naught. Another one, if we take using first principles, I think something whatever you call, if I assume z minus z naught equal to z delta z, then what is this definition becomes f of z naught equal to limit, what is this z tends to z naught becomes delta z tends to 0. This becomes what, z minus z naught is delta z, z minus z naught is delta z. Therefore this is what z minus z naught tends to 0. So delta z tends to 0. Done. And what is from this one, what is z value, what is z value, z naught plus delta z, you substitute here, z naught plus delta z minus f of z naught whole by delta z. This is called first principles definition. Okay, these two are the definitions for differentiability. And how to check differentiability of a function, remember the points are, first thing, this f of z naught must exist. First thing, f of z naught must exist. Next, this entire limit exists. Entire limit exists. Only two conditions are there. First one is function must be continuous. Okay, for the existence of derivative, f of z must be continuous. F of z must be continuous. F of z must be continuous function. This is very important. Okay, if function is not continuous, it is not differentiable. If function is not continuous, if it is not differentiable. Another point, f of z is continuous. If f of z is continuous, then derivative may exist, may not exist. Derivative may exist or may not exist. These are the points. Okay, now another concept before going to analytic one. Let me check. Yeah, analytic, let me go through analytic. Yeah, take one problem. Show that the function f of z equal to z bar is continuous at the point z equal to 0, but not differentiable at z equal to 0, but not differentiable at z equal to 0. Solution. First thing, what is f of z equal to z bar, and what is z is nothing but x plus iy. So what is z bar? This implies f of z equal to x minus iy. Then what is delta z is nothing but delta x plus I delta y, and delta z bar is nothing but delta x minus I delta y. Now I have to prove continuity. For the continuity, first I have to find the limit z tends to 0 f of z. Limit z tends to 0 f of z. That is limit x minus iy. Z tends to 0 means what? X comma y tends to 0. X plus iy. One can write x plus iy as x comma y. That means x tends to 0 as well as y tends to 0 of x minus iy. So what is this becomes? Nothing but 0 minus I0. That is 0. Done. Therefore, limit z tends to 0, f of z is equal to 0. And f of z equal to z bar, that implies f of 0 is what? 0 bar. That is nothing but 0. Therefore, since see limit exists and this one exists, and you can write directly. Both are same. Both are equal. Therefore, you write f of z equal to z bar. Therefore, f of z equal to z bar is continuous. Is continuous at z equal to 0. Now, coming to derivability. Now, what is that? I have to prove that it is not differentiable at z equal to 0. It is not differentiable at z equal to 0. What is f dash z naught formula? Limit delta z tends to 0. F of z naught plus delta z minus f of z naught by delta z. Here, what is z naught value? 0. What is z naught value? 0. Done. Now, let us find the limit first. Limit z tends to 0. Therefore, f of this becomes what? Z naught value 0 means this one becomes delta z. F of 0 by delta z. This value. This function becomes, right? That is equal to, what is this value then? What is f of z? Limit delta z tends. What is f of z? I will write here. F of z is z bar. So f of delta z is what? Delta z bar. So this value is delta z bar. Done. Minus what is f of 0 value? 0 I got by delta z. By delta z. That implies limit delta z tends to 0. Delta z bar by delta z I am getting. Now let me express in terms of x and y's. What is delta z means? Delta x, delta y both tends to 0. This is what delta x minus I delta y by delta x plus I delta y. Delta x plus I delta y. Okay. One can write like this. Both tends to 0. Limit delta x tends to 0. Delta y tends to 0. Delta x minus I delta y by delta x plus I delta y. If I substitute, you will get 0 by 0 form. You will get 0 by 0 form. Therefore, our previous method, what is that? Take the path. You write like this. Let delta x tends to 0, delta y tends to 0 along a path. Along a path y equal to mx. Y equal to mx. Then what is delta y equal to m into delta x? M into delta x. Therefore, what this becomes? Therefore, limit delta x tends to 0, delta y tends to 0. This interval, delta x minus I delta y by delta x plus I delta y is equal to limit delta x. What is delta y? M delta x by delta x plus I m delta x. And since everything is in terms of x, so delta x tends to 0. So what is this becomes? Limit delta x tends to 0. Delta x is common. 1 minus I m by 1 plus I m. This value depends on m. This value depends on m, which is not unique. Which is not unique. Therefore, limit delta z tends to 0, f of delta z minus f of 0 by delta z does not exist. Does not exist. That implies f of z is not derivable. Not derivable. F of z is what? I will write this. F of z is equal to, therefore f of z equal to z bar is not derivable at z equal to 0. At z equal to 0. This is the problem. Once again, briefly, I have to prove that f of z equal to z bar is continuous but not differentiable at z equal to 0. I am writing the function first. Z bar nothing but x minus iy. So to take the derivatives, I need delta z and delta z bar. So z equal to x plus iy. Delta z equal to delta x plus I delta y. Delta z bar is delta x minus I delta y. Now to first show the continuity, I have to find f of 0 value. What is that f of 0 value? f of z equal to z bar. So f of 0 is 0 bar, that is 0. Next, I have to find the limit value. So to get the limit, I'm taking limit z tends to 0 f of z, that is z bar, f of z is z bar. Therefore, this substituting x0, y0, automatically I'm getting 0. So both are equal, therefore continuous function. Z bar is a continuous head, that equal to 0. Coming to differentiability, this is the definition of differentiability at z naught. F dash z naught equal to limit delta z tends to 0 and f of z naught plus delta z minus this, and delta z naught value 0 and I have to take. So this definition becomes this limit of this. Okay, and I'm substituting what is f of z bar. Therefore, f of delta z is nothing but delta z bar. Substituted here, I'm getting this. To evaluate this integral limit value, I am taking again y equal to mx. Both are tending to along the line y equal to mx. If I substitute this, the value depends on m, which is not unique. Therefore, function is not continuous, not differentiable at z equal to 0. Next. You take, this is assignment. Solved problem in textbook. Show that f of z equal to mod z square is differentiable at z equal to 0 only, differentiable at z equal to 0 only, and nowhere else. And nowhere else. Differentiability, just apply the definition, you will get it is differentiable at 0 only. Okay, and not any other point. The next point is the main, this is important. Now, these are all introductive topic, limit and continuity and differentiability, introductory. Now, the main part of the complex function is analytic function. This is very, very important. Analytic function. First definition, a function f of z of a complex variable z is said to be analytic at a point z naught, is said to be analytic at a point z naught if it is differentiable at the point z naught, at the point z naught, and also at each point in some neighborhood spelling neighborhood of the point z naught, okay, that means, see, I'm explaining this one. For example, this is one domain, this is the domain D, and this is the point z naught, First thing, what is this definition? Is said to be analytic function if it is differentiable at the point z naught. First point is what? That is f dash z naught exist, differentiable at the point z naught means f dash z naught exist, and also f dash z exist in the small neighbor at every point of the small neighborhood of z naught. Means what? At Z0, it is differentiable. If we consider small neighborhood, this is the small neighborhood of Z0. Okay, I'm giving here the picture. This is Z0. At Z0, it is differentiable, and in its a small neighborhood, for example, this is neighborhood. In this small neighborhood, there are infinitely many points are there. Infinitely many points are there. At every point, the function is differentiable. So I'm giving the clarity. For example, f of z is differentiable means what? Yes, differentiable at point z0 means what? It is differentiable only at that point z0. That's it. That is called differentiable at z0. But f of z is analytic at z0. F of z is analytic at z0 means what? F of z is differentiable at z0 as well as it is differentiable at every point in the small neighborhood of z0. These two combinedly called analytic function at z0. Is it clear? Any doubts? Differentiable at z0 means f dash z0 exists. That's it. Analytic at z0 means what? It is differentiable at z0 as well as differentiable at every point of the small neighborhood of z0. Small neighborhood of z0. Okay, this is the definition of analytic function. Analytic function is also named as analytic function, also called as entire function, also called as entire function or holomorphic function. Holomorphic function. Okay, this is the definition of analytic function. And for example, now, so to decide whether a given function is analytic or not at a given point, what I have to tell, and one more small definition I will tell. A function f of z is said to be analytic in a domain. Now at a point we have defined in a domain D, if it is analytic at every point of the domain, at every point of the domain. This is another definition. We have defined at a particular point. Now over a domain means at every point of the domain, if the function is analytic, then it is called analytic in a domain or simply entire function. Now some function is given, for example, f of z equal to some mod z square by z cube, mod z square by z cube. Check whether the function is analytic at z equal to 0. I have to calculate what? So make a note for this. To check a function f of z analytic at z0, we have to check two conditions. We have to check first one. What is the first one? F dash z0 exist. Okay, second point is what? This is very typical. F of z exists at every point in the small neighborhood. NBD I will write small neighborhood of z0. This is not possible. The second condition is not possible. This is not possible very easily. This is not possible to check. This is not possible to check. Okay, second condition is very important, very typical one. How to check? We can find, but for every problem it is not possible. Therefore, then how to check whether a given function is analytic or not? Using the original definition, it is not possible. Therefore, there are some theorems developed to check whether the given function is analytic or not. Some equations. The first one is Cauchy-Riemann equations. Cauchy-Riemann equations. And in this Cauchy-Riemann equations, there are necessary and sufficient conditions. Both are there. Necessary and sufficient conditions. Both are there. And to write those conditions, Cauchy-Riemann equations. Cauchy-Riemann equation statement. And before going to Cauchy-Riemann equations, any doubts? Any doubts till now? Yes? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Theorem. Statement is the necessary and sufficient conditions for the function w equal to f of z. W equal to, what is that actually? I have told in the first class, I into v of xy equal to f of z. W equal to f of z, or you can write like this better. W equal to f of z equal to u of xy plus I into v of xy to be analytic in a region, in a domain D R, first condition, dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y are continuous in D. What is the first condition? All the first order partial derivatives of u and v. U, this is u real part and v is the imaginary part. All the first order partial derivatives, that is dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y, are continuous. Thus partial derivatives must be continuous. And the second condition, this is important. Second condition, dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y and dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x. These two conditions must be satisfied. The conditions in 2 are called Cauchy-Riemann equations. Cauchy-Riemann equations. Cauchy-Riemann equations, simply called CR equations. Now onwards. So what are the conditions? Function to be analytic. First one is the first order partial derivatives are continuous, means exist. And second condition is what? Dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y. Dou u by dou y equal to dou minus dou v by dou x. These two conditions, this one and this one, are named as Cauchy-Riemann equations, Okay. And this is the first point. See, I will tell like this. First point, necessary condition. Necessary and sufficient, I told here. So what is necessary and what is sufficient? Let us see. Necessary condition for a function to be analytic. the necessary condition for a function w equal to f of z equal to u xy plus I into vxy to be analytic. Are the necessary conditions to be analytic are dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y. Next, dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x. These two must be satisfied. What are these are called? These are called Cauchy-Riemann equations. So Cauchy-Riemann equations are what? CR equations. Cauchy-Riemann equations are necessary conditions. Cauchy-Riemann equations are called necessary conditions. And what is the main point here? The point is here, you have to remember what is meant by necessary. The point is here, how to explain this. Necessary condition means what? If CR conditions, Cauchy-Riemann, if CR conditions are not satisfied, if CR conditions are not satisfied, then f of z equal to u plus iv, f of z equal w equal to f of z equal to u plus iv is not analytic. This is the main point. What is the use of CR equations? We write CR equations. We find dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, and dou v by dou y. If dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y and dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x, Cauchy-Riemann equation satisfied, then okay. If CR equations not satisfied, any one of the CR equation not satisfied, then function is not analytic. That is the property. Okay. And one more point. If CR equation satisfied, yes, function is analytic. Okay. Now coming to sufficient condition. Sufficient condition. What is that sufficient condition? First order partial derivatives must be continuous. That's it. First order partial derivatives must be continuous. How to write the function? W equal to f of z equal to u plus iv. W equal to f of z equal to u plus iv is analytic. The function w equal to be analytic. You write like this. The sufficient conditions. Just wait. The sufficient conditions for w equal to f of z to be analytic are the first order partial derivatives. The first order partial derivatives dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y are continuous, means exist, are continuous in domain D. In your domain D, and CR equations satisfied. That means function is said to be analytic when not only CR equations but first order partial derivatives must be also continuous, means exist. Now take one problem based on Cauchy-Riemann equations. Yes. First one, using CR equations show that first one, f of z equal to mod z square is not analytic at any point. Not analytic at any point. Second one, f of z equal to z bar, same thing, not analytic at any point. Third one, f of z equal to 1 by z, z not equal to 0 is analytic at every point, except at z equal to 0. These three problems using Cauchy-Riemann equations. Using what? Cauchy-Riemann equations. Now, first one, solution. What is the first one? F of z equal to mod z square. What is the meaning of mod z square? X square plus y square. Now, what is f of z actually? F of z equal to uxy plus, you have to remember this, don't forget this. F of z is what? Always u plus iv. And what I am getting? X square plus y square only. That means what? Only real part is there. What is the imaginary part? I term. There is no I term here. Therefore, u value is what? X square plus y square. And the v value is what? 0. Now, what is dou u by dou x? 2x. Dou u by dou y what? 2y. Dou v by dou x is what? 0. Dou v by dou y is what? 0. Since, what are the CR equations? Dou u by dou x not equal to dou v by dou y. That is what? 2x is not equal to 0. That is CR equation not satisfied. Hence, f of z equal to z square, f of z equal to mod z square is not analytic at any point. Not analytic. Never equal. Not analytic at any point. A simple problem. Okay. Second one, f of z equal to z bar. That is f of z equal to what? uxy plus I into vxy. What is z bar? That is nothing but x minus iy. Therefore, what is uxy? Real part, and the imaginary part is what? Negative y. Now write the CR equations. That means first find the partial derivatives. 1, dou u by dou y 0, dou v by dou x 0, dou v by dou y is what? Negative 1. Now, dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y. Dou u by dou x is not equal to dou v by dou y. Okay, that is 1 not equal to negative 1. CR equation not satisfied. That is CR equation not satisfied. That is why it is called necessary condition. CR equation not satisfied. Hence, f of z equal to z bar is not analytic. At any point. And coming to third one, f of z equal to, what is the third problem? 1 by z. So, f of z equal to uxy plus I into vxy equal to 1 by z. 1 by z means what? 1 by x plus iy. So to compare this u plus iv, let us multiply divided by this one, x square plus y square I will get. So x by x square plus y square minus I by y by x square plus y square. Therefore, What is u value? Real part x by x square plus, to get real and imaginary parts I am rationalizing this, okay. And v of x comma y is what? Negative y by x square plus y square. And what is dou u by dou x here? Dou u by dou x means uv method. X square plus y square, that's value 1, and this is 2x by x square plus y square. So y square minus x square by x square plus y square. Dou u by dou x. What is dou u by dou y? X is constant, so x square plus y square whole square into 2y. That is negative 2xy by x square plus y square whole square. Here also v square whole square will be there, right? Next, dou v by dou x. So y is the constant, x square plus y square whole square 2x. So this is minus 2xy by x square plus y square whole square. Next, dou v by dou y, u by v method, minus y by, so x square plus y square minus y means minus 1. Yeah, I have taken minus y now. Okay, now minus y as it is, this is 2y by x square plus y square whole square. So this is minus x square minus y square. So this is y square minus x square by x square plus y square whole square. Now check dou u by dou x. Yes, it is equal to dou v by dou y. Next, dou u by dou y. Dou u by dou y equal to, oh, minus is coming. Where is the mistake? Dou u by dou y, na? Yeah. Dou u by dou y, okay. Then this is the mistake. Here you will get plus, right? Yeah, this is plus. So dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x, correct? Clearly, dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y, and dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x. That is, CR equation satisfied at all points except at what point? Except at 0, 0. Why? Because at 0, 0, since denominator is there, the derivatives are not exist. At 0, 0, at 0, 0, f of z equal to 1 by z does not exist. Does not exist. Therefore, f of z equal to, this is the reason for not except at x equal 0. Therefore, f of z equal to 1 by z is analytic everywhere. At any point it is analytic everywhere except at 0, 0. That's the proof. Okay, I will stop here.